The Thief with Hollow Eyes. Ryan lived alone on a quiet planet far from Earth. His outpost was small, made of metal and stone, surrounded by dry lands and sharp rocks. He had food, water, tools, and peace. No neighbors, no noise, just silence and stars. But that night something felt wrong. He had just finished eating when he heard a small noise outside. Not wind, not an animal. Something light, quick, like tiny feet. He stood up, grabbed his flashlight, and stepped outside. The cold air hit his face. He listened. Silence. Then, rustling, near the food storage, Ryan moved fast. His boots crunched on the dry ground. He reached the shed and turned on the light. The door was open. Inside, some food packets were gone. A few had fallen on the ground. He bent down and picked one up. Teeth marks. Small ones. A thief? He whispered. Out here? Then he saw it. A small figure running fast across the rocks. Thin, barefoot. No clothes except for rags. It looked like a child. But not human. Ryan didn't think. He ran after the figure. His flashlight shook in his hand. He slipped once but kept going. The figure disappeared behind a hill. Ryan reached the top, breathing hard. His light searched the rocks. Nothing. Then, movement. There. A small body slipped into a narrow cave. Ryan followed. The cave was dark, wet and smelled like dust and fear. He moved slowly, careful with each step. Then he saw the child, curled up near the wall, arms around something. Someone. Ryan froze. It was not just the child. There was a woman, too. An alien woman. Her skin was pale gray, her eyes half closed. She was shaking. She looked sick, maybe dying. The child looked up. His eyes were wide, hollow and full of fear. He didn't speak. He just held the woman tighter. Ryan lowered his flashlight. I'm not here to hurt you, he said softly. The child didn't move. Ryan slowly placed a food packet on the ground, then another. I saw you take some. It's okay. You're hungry. Still no answer. Just silence. The child's breathing was fast. Then the woman whispered something. Her voice was dry, weak. Go. Away. Ryan stepped back. You need help. Let me. No. They'll see. Her voice cracked. She coughed. It hurt just to hear it. Ryan crouched down. Who will see? She didn't answer. The child grabbed a food packet, tore it open with shaking hands. He gave a bite to the woman first. Ryan watched. They were not thieves. They were just starving. What's your name? Ryan asked. The child looked at him, scared but curious. Kiru, he said in a small voice. Ryan smiled a little. Mine's Ryan. Kiru didn't reply. He kept feeding his mother. Ryan noticed her ribs. She was thin, too thin. Her cheeks were hollow. She had not eaten in days. Let me help, Ryan said again. You can't stay here. The woman opened her eyes. Her voice was nearly gone. Please, leave. They'll come. Who? The hunters. Ryan felt a chill. Hunters? The woman coughed again and passed out. Kiru panicked. Mama! Mama! Ryan stepped forward carefully. She's okay. She just needs rest, food, warmth. Kiru looked at him with tears in his eyes. Then slowly, he nodded. Ryan reached into his bag and took out a blanket. He wrapped it around the woman, then handed a small water bottle to Kiru. I have more supplies back at my outpost. Medicine, too. I can carry her. It's not far. Kiru looked down. He didn't answer right away. Then he stood up, barefoot, shivering, and helped lift his mother's arm. Ryan carried her. She was light. Too light. They left the cave and walked into the cold night. As they crossed the hills, Ryan looked up. Stars shined above. But something else moved in the sky. A red light. Flashing. He stopped. "What is that?" he whispered. Kiru looked back. His face turned pale. "They found us," he said. The red light in the sky blinked again. Ryan froze on the rocky path. He held the alien woman in his arms, her head resting on his shoulder. Kiru, the child, clung to Ryan's jacket with one small hand and held a food packet in the other. "They found us," Kiru whispered again, eyes wide. Ryan looked up. "Who are they, Kiru?" The boy didn't answer. Instead, he pointed toward the light, which now hovered like a silent eye. It moved slowly, watching. Ryan's grip tightened around the woman. "We need to move. Now." They walked quickly through the dark hills. Rocks shifted beneath their feet. Wind picked up dust and threw it into their eyes. The cold bit at their skin, but Ryan kept going. He knew the path well. Soon the metal gate of his outpost came into view. He opened the door with a quick press of his code. The red light in the sky blinked again, then vanished into the clouds. He wasn't sure if that was good or bad. Inside the outpost, warmth welcomed them. The lights hummed softly. Machines blinked green. Ryan took the woman to his bed and laid her down carefully. She was barely breathing. Kiru sat beside her, holding her hand tightly. "Mama, please don't go." Ryan knelt down. "She's not gone. She's just weak. I have some medicine." He pulled out a small medical kit. He cleaned her wounds, gave her water drop by drop, and placed a warming patch on her chest. The woman's eyes fluttered open. "You brought us here?" she asked weakly. Ryan nodded. "Yes. You need help." Her voice was faint. "You shouldn't have. Now they'll follow you too." Ryan leaned closer. Who are these people? Why are they hunting you?" She looked away, ashamed. "My name is Mari," she said. "My people were taken, villages burned. They called it a relocation, but they never brought us back, only ashes." Kiru looked down, tears falling from his big tired eyes. Ryan's heart tightened. He pulled a chair and sat near them. "Where's your husband?" he asked. Mari took a slow breath. "Gone. He tried to fight. They killed him. We ran. Kiru and I have been hiding ever since." Ryan stared at the floor. He had heard stories like this before, but not on this planet. He thought the colony wars were over. He thought aliens like Mari were safe here. He was wrong. "Why were you scared of me?" Ryan asked. Mari's lips trembled. "Because humans helped them. Not like you. Soldiers. Cold ones. They said we were useless. Not worth feeding." Ryan sat in silence. His face was still, but his heart raged. "I'm not like them," he said. "I see that now," Mari whispered. "You didn't shoot us. You brought us here. You fed us." Kiru crawled closer to Ryan and leaned his head against his leg. It was the first time he had touched him without fear. Ryan gently stroked the boy's hair. "You two aren't going back to that cave," he said. "Not while I'm alive." He stood up and walked to the control panel near the door. He activated the shield locks. The outpost now had a solid energy dome over it. No one could enter without his code. Outside, the sky darkened more. Clouds gathered. A small rumble of thunder echoed in the distance. Mari coughed again. Ryan brought her warm soup in a metal cup. She sipped slowly, her hands shaking. Her eyes held tears. "No one has been this kind to us in so long." "You don't need to thank me," Ryan said. "You're safe now." But deep inside, he wasn't sure. That blinking red light haunted his mind. That night, Mari and Kiru slept in the same bed. Ryan gave them warm blankets and watched over them. He didn't sleep. Instead, he sat in the chair by the door holding his old rifle across his lap, just in case. At midnight, he checked the sensors. Nothing yet. But in the far corner of the screen, a dot was moving slowly, headed toward his outpost. Ryan stared at the blinking dot. He whispered to himself, "They're coming." And this time he wouldn't run. The morning came, but the sky outside was still gray. Rain hit the metal roof of the outpost softly, like quiet footsteps. Inside, everything was still. Ryan sat in the corner, his rifle resting across his lap. His eyes were tired, but he hadn't slept. The scanner beeped again. He looked. The dot on the screen was closer now, still moving, still slow. "Someone's tracking us," he whispered. Behind him, Mari stirred in the bed. Her eyes opened, weak but more alert than the night before. Kiru lay beside her, sleeping peacefully for the first time in days. Ryan stood up and walked over. He offered a small smile. "Morning. Feeling better?" Mari nodded slowly. "Your food saved us. You stayed all night." Ryan shrugged. "Didn't feel right sleeping." She looked at him for a long time. Her eyes were soft, tired, but full of emotion. "Why are you helping us?" Ryan didn't answer right away. He poured her warm tea and handed it over. "When I first came to this planet," he said, "I was lost. I was injured. A stranger helped me. An alien like you. Gave me water. Food. Didn't even ask my name." He looked down. "She died a week later. I never thanked her." Mari held the cup in both hands, warming her fingers. "Then you help us for her?" Ryan nodded. "Maybe. Or maybe I'm just tired of watching good people suffer." She smiled. A small, gentle smile. Then she said, "I never told you my full name. Mari is short." Ryan raised a brow. "What's your full name?" She looked at Kiru, then leaned close and whispered, "Mari Inavel." It was beautiful, soft, musical. Her people must have had such gentle tongues once. Ryan repeated it slowly. "Mari Inavel." She smiled again. "You said it right." A quiet moment passed between them, no words, just understanding. But the scanner beeped again. Ryan's face turned serious. He walked over and stared at the screen. The dot had stopped, just beyond the ridge. Close. Too close. "Someone's here," he said. Mari tensed. "They found us?" "Maybe," Ryan replied. "Or maybe it's a scout. Either way, I'll check." "No," she said quickly. "It's dangerous." "I won't go far," he assured. "Just to see. If we wait, they might surround us." He geared up. Light armor, a knife, his old rifle. He checked the ammo, loaded. Then he looked at Mari. "If I don't return in 1 hour, take Kiru and run south. There's an abandoned farm, you can hide there." Mari's face turned pale. "I can't lose anyone else." Ryan placed a hand on her shoulder. "You won't." With that, he stepped out into the rain. The air was cold, wet. The wind howled softly through the empty rocks. Ryan walked slowly, staying low, keeping to cover. The signal had come from near a fallen tower, half eaten by rust and vines. He crouched behind a boulder and peered through his scope. Then he saw it. A drone. Small, black, hovering just above the ground, scanning the area. Ryan cursed under his breath. Military tech. Quiet. Deadly. He aimed, held his breath, pulled the trigger. The shot rang out. The drone sparked and crashed to the ground. Ryan waited. Nothing moved. Then he heard something. A whisper. No, a whisper in his earpiece. Outpost. Human signature confirmed. He froze. They were listening. He crushed the earpiece and ran. Back at the outpost, Mari sat up fast. Kiru had woken too, clutching her hand. "He's taking too long," she said. Then she heard footsteps outside. Her heart jumped. The door opened. It was Ryan, wet, breathless, and serious. "They know I'm here," he said. "They scanned me. It wasn't just a drone. They're coming." Mari stood, shaking. "Then we run." Ryan nodded. "Pack light. Just food, water, medicine." Kiru grabbed a small bag and stuffed what he could. Ryan opened a panel under the floor and pulled out an emergency bike, silent and fast. He loaded them on, But before they left, Mari turned to Ryan. "If we don't make it, thank you. For everything." He shook his head. "We will." The engine hummed and they disappeared into the rain. But just behind them, on the ridge, 3 red lights blinked to life. They were not alone anymore. The bike rushed through the storm, cutting across broken roads and muddy hills. Wind slapped Ryan's face. Water blurred his vision. But he didn't stop. Mari sat behind him, arms wrapped tightly around Kiru, who was tucked between them. None of them spoke. Every second counted now. Behind them, red lights still blinked in the dark sky, moving, searching. "They're tracking us," Ryan said over his shoulder. "How far to safety?" Mari shouted. "Not far," Ryan answered. "I know a place." But even he wasn't sure. That farm had been abandoned for years. Would it still stand? Could it keep them safe? They reached the edge of a small valley. A few trees stood like skeletons in the mud. At the bottom, under a rocky cliff, stood a broken barn and a half-fallen house. "This is it," Ryan said. He parked the bike behind a wall of thorny vines and helped Mari off. Her legs were weak. Kiru held her hand tightly. They ran into the barn. Inside it smelled of wood rot and wet hay, but it was dry and there was a trap door under the floorboards. Ryan opened it. A small cellar, just big enough for the 3 of them. "Stay here," he said. "I'll cover the entrance." Mari's eyes filled with worry. "You can't fight them alone." Ryan gave her a small smile. "I won't fight, I'll delay." He closed the trap door gently. Outside, the wind screamed louder. Ryan crouched behind a pile of crates and aimed his rifle at the ridge. Then he saw them. 3 figures in black armor, tall, human-shaped, but their movements were too perfect. Machines? Or worse? They moved without sound, scanning the ground. One of them touched the earth where the bike had rolled. Its red eyes blinked. Ryan raised his rifle, but he didn't shoot. He waited. The first hunter moved toward the barn. Ryan fired once, straight into its chest. It staggered, sparks flying from its armor, but it didn't fall. Ryan cursed and ran back, tossing a small smoke grenade. The area, filled with thick gray fog. Inside the cellar, Kiru covered his ears. He heard the gunshot and smoke hissing. Mari whispered, "Stay quiet. Don't move." Kiru nodded, but tears slipped from his eyes. Outside, Ryan was running low on ammo. He hit the second hunter in the leg, slowing it down, but the third one leapt over a wall and tackled him hard. Ryan hit the ground with a grunt. The rifle flew from his hands. The hunter raised a sharp blade, glowing red. Ryan reached for his belt. Too late. But suddenly, boom, an explosion came from the tree line. One of Ryan's old traps, a buried mine, had gone off. The blast threw the hunter aside, giving Ryan just enough time to grab a metal pipe and swing it with all his strength. He hit the machine's head. It cracked. Sparks flew. The hunter stopped moving, but Ryan collapsed beside it, gasping for breath. His arm was bleeding. His vision swam. 2 more were still out there. He crawled toward the barn. In the cellar, Mari heard another explosion. Then silence. Too much silence. She opened the trap door slightly. Smoke drifted through the barn. She climbed out, Kiru following behind, scared but brave. "Ryan," she called. No answer. Then she saw him, lying near the crates face down. "Ryan!" she cried and ran to him. He groaned. "You weren't supposed to come out." She helped him sit up. His side was bleeding. "They're still out there," he said. "One is damaged, but the last one." Just then the final hunter stepped into the barn. Tall, dark, blade in hand, red eyes glowing. Kiru screamed and stood in front of Ryan. "Don't hurt him." The hunter paused. Its red eyes locked onto the boy. Then Mari did something she never thought she would. She stood up, her body still weak, but her voice strong. "You want someone?" she said. "Take me. Leave the child. Leave him." The hunter moved forward, but Ryan lifted a small blinking device from his pocket. "This is a beacon," he said weakly. "One call, and a patrol will be here in minutes." He wasn't sure it still worked, but he had to try. The hunter tilted its head, calculating. Then, without a sound, it turned. It walked away, vanished into the trees. Ryan collapsed again. Kiru hugged him tightly. "Don't die." Mari knelt beside him, holding his hand. "You saved us again." He smiled faintly. "Still, not safe. They'll return." Mari looked at the sky. "They hunt us," she whispered. "But not because we're weak. Because they fear what we might become." Ryan nodded. "Then we fight. Together." The rain fell harder. Ryan lay on the barn floor, barely conscious. His side was bleeding and every breath hurt. Kiru held his hand, whispering, "Stay awake. Please stay awake." Mari worked fast. She ripped a strip of cloth from her own clothes and pressed it against Ryan's wound. Her hands shook, but her eyes stayed strong. "You're not dying here," she said. Outside, thunder cracked. The last hunter was gone, but not for long. Ryan had scared it off. Not defeated, and Kiru looked up. "They'll come again, won't they?" Mari nodded. "Yes, next time there might be more." Ryan groaned. "We can't stay here." He tried to sit up, failed, and fell back. "I'll carry you if I have to," Mari whispered. "No," Ryan said. "We need to burn this place." Kiru's eyes widened. "What?" "If we leave it," Ryan said slowly, "they'll search it. They'll know we were here. But if we destroy it, maybe they'll think we died in the fire." Mari looked around. "There's enough wood and fuel here to light half the valley." Ryan gave a weak smile. "Exactly." They worked fast. Mari found old fuel drums in a shed behind the barn. She poured them over hay, wood, and broken beams. Kiru helped carry matches and stacked dry grass near the walls. Ryan dragged himself near the bike. "We'll use this to ride to the cliffs. There's a cave system, hard to find, harder to follow." Mari nodded. She climbed on the bike with Kiru. Ryan struggled but managed to climb behind them. He looked at the barn one last time. A place that gave them shelter was now a trap. Mari lit a match. The fire spread fast. Within seconds, flames rose high into the sky. Smoke rolled like black clouds. The heat was sharp, angry, alive. As the bike roared away, Kiru turned his head, his eyes filled with tears. "Goodbye." They reached the cliffs before sunrise. The sky turned pink. The rain slowed to a drizzle. Mari led them into a cave hidden behind thick bushes and stone. Inside it was dry, dark, and cold, but safe. Ryan collapsed on the floor. "We need to rest," Mari said, wiping sweat from her forehead. She took out the last food packet and split it in 3. Kiru handed the largest piece to Ryan. "You're the reason we're alive," the boy said quietly. Ryan smiled. "You're stronger than you think, kid." Mari sat beside them, her body trembling. Not from fear, but from memory. "This isn't the first time I've run," she said. Ryan looked at her. She stared ahead, her voice hollow. "They came to our village in the middle of the night. Black ships. No warning. No mercy. They shot anyone who resisted. Burned the homes. Took the strong. Left the weak to starve." She touched Kiru's shoulder. "I ran with him. We hid in caves, forests, ruins. Every time we thought we were safe, they came again. Always one step behind." Ryan closed his eyes. "I thought I'd seen the worst in the wars. But this is worse." Mari turned to him. "Why did you come to this planet?" Ryan opened his eyes slowly, looking for quiet, peace, maybe a second chance. "And now?" she asked. He looked at her, then at Kiru, who had fallen asleep beside them. "Now I think I found a reason to stay." Mari said nothing, but her hand reached out and touched his. For a moment there was no fear, just the sound of dripping water, and the warmth of a quiet moment between people who had lost everything, yet still had each other. Hours passed. Ryan's wound stopped bleeding. The fire's smoke had been visible from miles away. If the hunters returned, they would see only ashes, but Ryan wasn't sure how long the trick would work. That night, he stayed awake, watching, listening. Mari sat beside him, leaning against the wall. Her head rested on his shoulder. "I used to believe humans were cruel," she said. "That you were only here to take." Ryan didn't respond. She looked up at him. "But you gave. You protected. You burned your home. For us." Ryan's voice was soft. "You gave me something too." "What?" she asked. He looked down at Kiru, sleeping peacefully between them. "Family." The cave was silent, except for soft breathing and distant wind. Ryan woke with a sharp pain in his side. His wound had dried, but his body still ached. Mari was still asleep beside him, her arm wrapped around Kiru, who clutched a blanket and mumbled softly in his sleep. Ryan stood slowly, careful not to wake them. He walked to the cave entrance, moved the bushes aside, and stared at the horizon. The sky was golden. Morning had come, but peace had not. He spotted something far away, tiny shadows in the sky. Drones, maybe 4 or 5. They were scanning the valley. They would find the barn's ashes, then they would search again. They would not stop. He returned inside, sat beside the sleeping pair, and whispered, "We need to leave soon." Mari opened her eyes. "Already?" "They'll find us. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will." She nodded slowly. "How long can we keep running?" Ryan didn't answer. He looked at Kiru. "We don't run," he said at last. "We survive. And we fight back if we must." They gathered what little they had. Mari found a hidden tunnel in the cave that led to another valley, a narrow path, only big enough for one person at a time. Cold air rushed through it. It wasn't safe, but nothing was safe anymore. Hours later, they reached a small clearing. Green plants grew here. A quiet stream ran through it. It almost looked like home. Ryan fell to his knees beside the water and drank. "We stay here for one night, then we move." Mari sat beside him. "You don't have to carry this alone." "I know," Ryan replied, but he did carry it. Every danger, every risk, every bullet that should have hit her instead. Kiru brought leaves to build a shelter. He smiled while working, proud to help. Ryan looked at the boy. "He's stronger now," Mari smiled. "Because of you." Then a sound buzzing. Ryan's head snapped up. A drone, low and fast, shot past the trees. It didn't see them, yet Ryan grabbed his rifle. "No," Mari said. "You're still hurt." He ignored the pain. "We can't hide anymore. It ends now." She stepped forward, blocking him. "You want to fight them? Fine, but not alone." Ryan stared at her. "You don't have a weapon," he said. She opened her satchel and pulled out a silver blade. "I took it from the hunter's body. Thought I might need it." Ryan smirked. "Now you sound like me." She held his gaze. "I've been watching you. I've learned." Then she added softly, "And I'm done being hunted." The drone came. Back, Ryan took aim. Mari crouched low with her blade ready. The drone hovered, scanned, moved on. But Ryan saw something behind it. 2 hunters, walking toward the stream. Ryan fired first. One bullet hit the lead hunter in the head. It staggered. The second raised its weapon. Mari sprinted forward with no fear. She slashed her blade deep into its leg. Sparks flew. The hunter stumbled. Ryan dropped to one knee and fired again, hitting the second one in the chest. It fell. Hard. But the first hunter was still moving. Kiru, hiding behind the trees, screamed. "Mama!" Mari turned too slowly. The hunter raised its weapon. Ryan charged, pushing Mari aside. Bang! The hunter fired straight into Ryan's side. He fell. Mari screamed and stabbed the hunter with all her strength. Again and again, until it stopped moving. Then she dropped to the ground beside Ryan. His blood soaked the earth. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." Kiru ran to them, tears pouring down his face. Ryan looked at them, breathing hard. "Did we win?" Mari nodded through tears. "Yes, but at what price?" Ryan smiled faintly. "Some prices are worth it." He touched Kiru's face. "Take care of your mom." "I will," Kiru cried. "Don't go." Ryan's eyes closed slowly, but just before, darkness took him. A voice came through his comm. "This is Patrol Unit Delta, signal received. We're tracking your location." Mari gasped. Ryan's weak hand pressed the comm. "We need medical evac." Then he passed out. Hours later, a ship landed beside the stream. Humans in armor stepped out. Real soldiers, not hunters. Medics rushed to Ryan and stabilized him. Mari and Kiru stood close by, holding each other. "Is he going to live?" Kiru asked. The medic smiled. "He's a tough one. He'll make it." Mari closed her eyes in relief. She whispered, "You gave us mercy, Ryan, and almost paid the price." Then she held Kiru tighter. "But I won't let it be for nothing." The sky above the valley was blue. For the first time in weeks, no red lights blinked in the distance. No drones hovered. No footsteps chased them through the night. Just wind in the grass. Just birds in the trees. And Ryan, still breathing, he lay inside a small medical tent. Machines beeped softly beside him. Bandages wrapped his chest. Wires monitored every heartbeat. He was alive, but resting. Mari sat beside him, never leaving his side. She held his hand gently, her other hand brushing back his messy hair. Kiru sat outside, stacking smooth stones beside the stream. His feet were muddy. His face was calm. He hummed to himself as he worked, building a little tower. One of the soldiers, Commander Jalen, watched the boy with a soft smile. "He's different now," Jalen said. Mari nodded. "He feels safe." "And you?" She looked back at the tent. "I don't know what safe means anymore," she said. "But I feel grateful." The commander turned serious. "You know we can take you both to the capital. There's food, shelter, work. You don't have to keep hiding." Mari shook her head. "I'm not hiding, not anymore, but I'm not leaving him." Jalen smiled. "I didn't think you would." That evening, Ryan woke up. Slowly. His eyes fluttered open. The first thing he saw was Mari's face, her eyes full of warmth and tears. "You're alive," she whispered. He smiled weakly. "Told you I was tough. You nearly died saving us. Twice." Ryan looked around. "No more hunters?" She shook her head. "Gone. And soldiers found us. Because of your signal." He exhaled in relief. Kiru burst into the tent. "You're awake. I built something for you. Come see." Ryan chuckled, wincing at the pain. "Maybe later, buddy." Mari touched his hand. "Rest first. Then, you can see everything." Ryan looked at her. "You're still here." "I'm not going anywhere," she said. Days passed. Ryan grew stronger. He could walk again, eat solid food. His laughter returned, soft at first, then louder, more alive. One morning, Mari walked with him down to the stream. Kiru ran ahead, splashing in the shallow water. "This valley," Ryan said. "It's quiet, peaceful." Mari nodded. "We thought we'd never find a place like this." "You don't have to keep running," Ryan said. "We can build something here." Mari looked at him. "You're not leaving?" Ryan turned to her. "Not unless you ask me to." She smiled. "Then stay. Not because you feel guilty, but because you want to." "I want to," he said. Weeks passed. The soldiers left. The tent was replaced with a real shelter, strong walls, a roof, a garden outside. Ryan used old parts from the outpost to build machines for light and water. Mari planted crops. Kiru built a swing from rope and a tree branch. They weren't just surviving now, they were living. One night, Ryan sat outside under the stars, sharpening a blade. Mari came and sat beside him. She held a small box. "What's this?" he asked. "A gift." He opened it. Inside was a necklace, handmade, with tiny carved stones. On each stone, a symbol. Mari explained, "Each symbol means something: strength, safety, family." Ryan looked at her surprised. "You made this?" She nodded. "It's what we wear when someone becomes part of our tribe." Ryan was quiet. "Do you want me in your tribe?" he asked softly. Mari didn't answer with words. She leaned forward and kissed his forehead. "Yes," she whispered. "You already are." Later that night, Ryan tucked Kiru into bed. The boy hugged him. "You're my dad now, right?" Ryan smiled. "Only if you want me to be." "I do." Ryan turned off the light and walked outside, heart full. Mari waited near the fire. She looked up at him. "Home isn't a place," she said. "It's people." Ryan sat beside her. "Then I'm already home." She nodded. "We both are." They watched the fire burn, stars above them, warmth around them. No more hiding, no more fear. Just a man, an alien woman, and the boy who brought them together.